Well, time for me to get my guests on the show. Anis Sajan joins me from Dubai. Deepti Sarikonda, the supporter of the Hyderabad team, a happy girl tonight, is back on my show. And Naresh Mansukhani, the Mumbai supporter. Anis, to you first. Two contrasting tales of two captains. The first one, David Warner, leading his team to win. In fact, his phenomenal performance in the middle led his team to win. The other one, Rohit Sharma, trying to prove a point perhaps that he is not injured.
You're right, Rika. First of all, I would like to talk about Sunrisers. I remember I was there in Dubai Stadium when they lost against Punjab, chasing 125. At that time, their backs were to the wall. And after that, they have beaten all three good teams. First, they walloped Delhi by scoring 219 and won by 80 runs. Then they beat RCB in Sharjah by 5 wickets comprehensively. And today, they picked the big elephant by 10 wickets. So all three teams were in the playoff. They've beaten them, so their confidence will be high. Yes, about Rohit Sharma, he wanted to have a feel of the game and prove that he's not injured. But having said that, he will definitely not have good memories of this game.
Deepti, coming to you, your team, Hyderabad, won 3 of their first 9 games and then 4 of their last 5 games. Where do you think the turnaround would exactly have happened?
We were struggling with the top, balance of the overseas player. Once Holder came in, I think that's where, we found our perfect level, and that is where the whole, morale of the team and it all went in very, in place, and getting that, support from Holder and Warner came. So it's a good thing, yeah.
Naresh, 10-wicket pounding in the hands of the Sunrisers Hyderabad team. What would it really do for the morale of the Mumbai team right now going into the first playoff, which is going to happen 2 days from now?
Yeah. Rika, first, congratulations to SRH to reach the playoff. Yes, as Rohit Sharma mentioned at the end, that probably the worst day in office, and they should take it as one bad day in office and not have much to discuss about it. Playoff, obviously, their key players would be back. But yeah, they didn't feel good about this loss, but they need to just leave it behind. It's just less than 48 hours left for the playoff.
The playoff is 48 hours away, but I would like to bring in a graphic here of the board president, Saurav Ganguly. Him, earlier in the day, in fact, told Hindustan Times that, Rohit Sharma is injured. Anis, do you think that Rohit came back a bit too early to prove a point tonight that he is not injured and, in fact, he can be picked for the Tour of Australia? Would you say that, that really got to him?
Not really. I'll be very honest. Like Saurav mentioned, that Rohit's such a big player, we won't leave him out unless he's injured. But obviously, hamstring injuries are not something which has to be taken lightly. The physio must have assessed that Rohit can take a chance, because you just can't go into a playoff without a game, even though he just played for 7 balls today. But that match feeling is always different than sitting in the dugout and watching. So it was not to prove a point to anybody that I'm fit and ready. I'm sure if he's fit, the selectors will definitely take him on board.
Well, Deepti, I am a Kolkata fan, and I am happy that tonight the goose was cooked by a man from Bengal, Riddhiman Saha. Did you expect him to be the X factor for this win?
Once he has come back, the whole, the middle order and the opening order all went into perfect balance. And considering his match against DC, where he hit some 80 plus runs, it is evident that we were expecting him to be the power hitter and Warner to kind of be, play the anchor role in the initial few overs, and he kind of stood up and he did a fabulous job for us.
Naresh, coming back to you, the next match that Mumbai is going to play will be against Delhi. Delhi won that match, an intense match against Bangalore to get into the 2nd place. Would you say tonight Ricky Ponting would have watched this match with a lot of intent to see what are the holes really in the Mumbai ship and build their strategies around that?
Yeah, he would have definitely, at least the Rohit and Quinton de Kock together, he would have definitely seen that where the Hyderabad opening bowlers are bowling to them. You know, that would be very key because he wants Rabada and Nokia to strike early for sure. But that said, I think Hyderabad really bowled well compared to the Mumbai new ball bowlers. And I think that's where we lost out in the power play in the second inning. And losing 2 wickets in the first inning, that's where we lost out. So yes, Delhi would be keeping a watch, but Mumbai goes in with 2 wins against Delhi. So that's something positive Mumbai will take ahead.
Right. Anis, I'll have to talk to you about the Hyderabad bowlers. Naresh mentioned about the Hyderabad new ball bowlers. The man who got the man of the match tonight was a spinner, and for the 4th successive night, I can tell you, a bowler has earned the man of the match. Shahbaz Nadeem for his 2 for 19. Could you tell us about what did you think about his performance?
Well, he's a very low-profile person. I was just going through, in fact, his career. That what he has, in fact, played 1 Test match against South Africa for India. He's been picked and dropped. SRH has not been consistent. Even though there were left-handers today in the Mumbai, there were 4 left-handers. He got the better of them, and to pick up the man of the match award is a very special thing. And get them. We all thought it is Rashid. Of course, Rashid did bowl well, but this Shahbaz Nadeem making them win the match, he will be very proud of his achievement and will go into that eliminator with a lot of confidence.
Deepti, also talking about, Riddhiman Saha, man who came in midway through the tournament. He replaced Johnny Bairstow at the top. It would have, required a lot of confidence from him, from the team management, to Riddhiman Saha to get there, and particularly that confidence would have come from your captain David Warner. What would you say about the strategies of the team management this season?
This season, our management were looking to, kind of invest in new players, and that kind of went on and off. But then still they're very young, so that aspect can be kept aside. But apart from that, looking into how the earlier matches fell, it was necessary that we needed an Indian opener in the first overs. So I think their call to take in Saha is exceptionally well, and I think Saha was brought back after he got the Indian international test call. So I think that also kind of helped Saha's, mindset, and he wanted to, show that, yeah, that selection of his was something that he deserves.
Anis, one last question. 3 matches to reach the final. Now, looking at the 4 teams and the energies of their captains, the energy of the side, who would your pick be for those two for the final on the 10th?
I'll pick Mumbai versus Sunrisers. I like the way Warner has been leading from the front, and obviously Mumbai. Why? Because they have been playing a different brand of cricket. Of course, batting tonight. I'll pick both these 2 teams.
Right. So according to Anis, it'll be a replay of tonight's match, Mumbai versus Hyderabad in the final. We'll of course wait and see, but 3 more matches to go before the final happens on the 10th of November. Thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast tonight.